These individuals were swapping weapons between each other so that they could take it in turns to attack Bailey. They tried to take a photo of him at the scene, but members of the public came and screamed and shouted, and they left in the two cars. Bailey was left severely injured on the floor.
Early in the morning.
What's going on, people? They miss your boy Cam Topical Juice, and we are back with another sad and disturbing video for you today. As you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about a young teenager named Bailey who sadly lost his life due to stabbings as usual. This young teen was butchered and hacked to death in Walsall. But what makes this story even more disturbing, if it can get more disturbing, is his final messages. Guys, when people get attacked, when people go through stabbings and things like that, they often know that it's the end of the line for them. Some of them know, listen, I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling woozy, I think I'm gonna die here. And that was no different for Bailey. Unfortunately, his last message, his last words was, "Tell my mum I love her." He said that to the officers, he said that to the witnesses. "Tell my mum I love her," before having open heart surgery on the street and passing away. Imagine that. Imagine you're the parent. You hear that your son has been stabbed, but not only that, his final words were, "Tell my mum I love her." What do you do when you're that parent? When you hear that your son's having open heart surgery on some concrete on the floor. Cold, hard concrete on the floor. That was his final breaths. Not 70 years old, 80 years old in a hospital bed, having had kids and grandkids, surrounded by family. It wasn't an accident doing something he loved or something like that. Obviously that would have been tragic as well. This was a street beef, a stabbing. He died on cold, hard concrete alone. Now, I'm sorry to have to be so blunt and be so kind of ruthless with the way I'm talking. This is the reality of this life. He wasn't surrounded by friends and family in hospital. He was scared, he was petrified, and he was absolutely sure he was gonna die. So he passed that message on to his mum. I don't know, I just feel real sad and sick. So before I get into this story, rest in peace, Bailey. And I'm really praying for the friends and family in this one. This is such an awful scenario for everyone involved. So yeah, let me get into this video and shine some light on this story. So if you can like the video for me, guys, it'll take half a second. It makes a massive difference on how the YouTube video performs in the algorithm. If you like me or you like my content, please do consider pressing that subscribe button. We are so close to 50,000 subscribers, and yeah, I can't wait to announce that to you guys. Press the bell to be notified, all of that. As you can see on your screen right now, it says man 21 passed on message of love to mother as he lied dying from Walsall machete attack. So I was wrong, he wasn't a teenager. He was 21 years old, which doesn't make it much better, but still, 21 years old, all the life ahead of him. Members of a machete-wielding gang who hacked a young man to death after cars took turns driving at him were today jailed for his murder. Bailey Atkinson, 21, told people who found him dying from his injuries, please pass on a message of love to his mother, and that haunted the detectives. He then went through open heart surgery at the scene in Walsall Town Centre, but died from multiple stab wounds to his back, arms and legs on the 27th of January last year. Mr. Atkinson had just moved to Walsall from Coventry to escape gang warfare, but became embroiled in the area's own war infractions. Now, before I carry on, I want to highlight this. This is the dangerous and repetitive cycle of street violence. It says here that he actually left an area of gangs in Coventry to be safe and focus on his life, right? And he still ended up getting embroiled in the war there. That can happen for a number of reasons. It could be the people that he's moved in with. It could be aunties and uncles or nan and granddad who he's moved in with are in an area that has heavy gang activity. And then by default, just to survive in that area, you have to pick a side. It could be something like that. It could be him moving down there. He might already know people in the area. He might already have friends in that area. So again, by default, he has to associate and affiliate with them and get up to what they're getting up to. It's the same repetitive cycle. When you leave areas of gang violence, it's so important that you use that opportunity to focus on something better. So it's so important that if you're lucky enough, anyone watching this, if you're lucky enough to leave an area where you're going through madnesses, beef, and you've got a chance for a clean slate, please, young boys, young girls, please take the opportunity to leave the life and do better for yourself. CCTV footage shown to Nottingham Crown Court shows Mr. Atkinson walking through the high street arm in arm with a female. Walking past the empty market stalls in the centre of town, they jumped out of the way when cars sped through the pedestrian zone and swerved towards them. Bailey told his friend to run as he also fled along the high street in a different direction. There were 2 cars in the convoy. Both had been stolen in previous days and were full of 9 teenagers looking for Mr. Atkins. Again, before I carry on, look at this. He was on a date with a girl. It says a friend, but he was arm in arm with a girl, whether he was linked like that or arm round her shoulder. It was like a date or a girl that he's seeing or whatever, you feel me? So he was out doing civilian things with a civilian girl, enjoying his night. And this is an example of how quickly it can change. This is an example of how dark your life can turn. He had no idea, like everyone. I say this in all my videos, yeah. The day they woke up, they had no idea that was going to be their last. Let's break down the reality of the situation. He's probably planned that for a few days with that girl. He's excited, he's looking forward to it. Put on some nice aftershave, he's feeling himself, buzzing to be around this girl. He might want to wife her, he might just want to sleep with her. Do you know what I'm saying? These are the things that he's thinking about. But on that very same day, ops, people who don't like him, people who are looking for him, have targeted him and they've chased him. He's now got this girl involved in his madness. I'm not saying that's his fault, but that's the reality of the lifestyle. His lifestyle is now dragged in this girl. She's now under threat. She could get run over. She could get stabbed. So he had to tell her to run. Guys, this life ain't it, man. This life ain't it. And as you're going to read shortly, he was involved in some criminal activity, sadly. And that's what made him a target. It's thought that the gang were looking for revenge for a suspected attack on a brother of one of their gang by Mr. Atkinson 2 months previously. Mr. Atkinson managed to escape, but the cars circled around him and cornered him further along the high street. 6 of the occupants got out and took turns attacking Mr. Atkinson with machetes and zombie knives, giving him no chance of survival. His killers got back in the cars, leaving him on the floor. One even stopped to take a photo of Mr. Atkinson as he lay bleeding out on the floor. All occupants of the cars made off to Slater Street, where the vehicles were later found burnt out. These are our attackers. We have Benjamin Wilkes, aged 18. He was given a life sentence to serve a minimum 18 years. Patrick Brooks, aged 18. He has to serve a minimum 20 years. Sonny Loveridge, aged 19. He was given 23 years. And we've got Ronan McClough. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ronan, aged 18. He was given at least 21 years. 3 other teenagers, all aged 17, were convicted and cannot be named due to their age. They were jailed for life and ordered to serve at least 19 years. So as you read there, it seems that Bailey himself was involved in some sort of attack a couple of months prior. And again, this reiterates the violent cycle that the streets are. He went to another town, went to another city or whatever, and still got into the beef. Not only that, he actually contributed to the beef. If he attacked someone, he probably stabbed someone, or he probably punched up someone or whatever, and then they're looking for the get back. This is the same old story over and over again. Something happens to some person, for whatever reason, it could be over a girl, 99% of the time it is. The friends and family of that person, of that initial victim, want to get revenge. And then it all is tit for tat. So it never truly matters why the beef started for anyone, because as soon as the person dies, that means Bailey's friends are now going to want to get back. And then once they kill someone, it's the same repetitive cycle. So it's just proper sad.
Police were on the scene within 3, 4, 5 minutes, and they were able to start trying to save Bailey's life. What's haunted me and must have haunted the officers that were present doing the CPR was that they captured Bailey's last words before he died. He thought he was going to die, and he asked the officers to get a message to his mum to say that he loved her.
And I want to end on this. Where are the diversity is our strength people? Where are you at in our comment section? Because when it's a black people committing crime, yeah, it's the usual suspects. Diversity is our strength. Let's thank immigration for this, etc., etc. But it's never ever been about race. It's about poverty. It's about people being desperate. If you don't have much money and you're working class and things like that, you get desperate and you turn to different things. You turn to criminality. It could be selling drugs to make ends meet. And that goes hand in hand with drug dealers who are violent and things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's important that when we look at these cases, we don't look at it through a lens of, who did it? Where are they from? Yeah, we should look at it as what conditions were they raised in that allowed them to turn out like this. You've got young 18 and 17-year-old boys who are going to be in jail longer than they've been alive. Now, the sad thing is they're going to come out once again. They're going to come out at 36 years old, 37 years old, having had their key pivotal years in the system. They're going to have 50 years ahead of them. They're going to live a full life. And no doubt half of them will probably end up back in jail because they've already been institutionalized. Guys, real sad story, man. I just want to say rest in peace to Bailey. My thoughts and prayers go out to his family, especially his mum. No parent needs to be burying their child. That's not the way it's meant to go. I've got to give credit to the police for being there in 4 or 5 minutes, but unfortunately that was too short because they couldn't save the boy in time. But this is a reality. He died alone. I mean, around witnesses, but no friends and family. He died alone on a cold, hard concrete. Rest in peace, Bailey. Please like, comment, subscribe. and I'll see you at the next video. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay vigilant. Peace.